Despido y nos vemos aquí el día de mañana con más información en el informe del día. Hasta entonces.
You're watching K34QB.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to your Monday, February 3rd edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm your in-studio host, Julio Garcia, joining you for a show packed with lots of information and lots of fun. We're going to be celebrating National Carrot Day by showing you a crispy carrot recipe. We're also going to be talking about how health and technology have joined and combined forces to provide telehealth services. And we're also going to be speaking to author Brandon Blewett, who speaks on his book, How to Avoid Strangers on Airplanes. And of course, we're going to check in with our friends over at Eyepieces in Vail with the latest in gear for your outdoor mountain adventures. So if you're just starting out your morning, grab your cup of coffee, sit down, and enjoy as we kick off the week, Monday, February 3rd edition of Good Morning Vail, which starts right now.
This weather report is sponsored by Grand Hyatt Vail. Escape the cold and embrace the après-ski vibes at the Grand Hyatt Spa, where you'll find tranquility rooted in traditional alpine wellness.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar.
It's that time of the morning where we get to talk all things ski gear, whether we're keeping you safe out there or whether we're helping you see so you can ski better. It's important that you keep your head protected when you're hitting the slopes, though, and I've got an Anon Wave Cell helmet here first thing this morning. Now, this is a great helmet if you're making your way out, you're someone who loves to ski, ride, get out there on the slopes. So we're going to go over some of the great basic features, and then we're going to get into those technical features. This helmet comes with an adjustable back so you can make it fit perfectly, no matter what you are doing, whether you want to throw an extra layer on under there, you can loosen it up, or maybe it's just a little bit too big on you, well, you can tighten it down, that way it's the perfect fit. Another great feature on this helmet was going to be their vents, because it's going to keep you temperature regulated up there on the slope. So if you're someone who runs a little hot, then you pop those vents open. If you're someone like me who runs a little cold, then you keep them closed, and that way you can keep all that heat in there. Now, a new feature that a lot of helmets are doing is the magnet chin strap, and what this does is it allows it to be nice and easy if you're up there on the slopes. Maybe you're struggling to get your helmet buckled with your mittens on, you don't want to make your hands cold. Well, then this magnet system makes it nice and easy. All you do is pinch and slide, get it close by, and it snaps right into place. So pinch, slide, snaps into place, nice and easy. Now let's talk about this wave cell that you can see in here. You see all of that green, that nice pattern in here. What that means that this helmet can take a serious impact. This helmet is very durable, it is very safe, it is going to keep your brain protected up there on the mountains. So if you're someone who maybe does some intense tree or ski tree riding or skiing, well then this is the helmet for you, because it is going to keep your brain nice and safe. Now if you're interested in collecting this helmet all on your own, well then make your way to any one of the great Eyepieces locations, because they're going to have this helmet and an array of so many more. That way you can find the perfect fit for your head. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
TVA Vail is proud to announce the Wacky Winter Reading Program. We're asking children of all ages, K and even the teenagers going up to 12th grade, read 10 books or 1,000 pages by April 30th, 2025. You can find all the details on our website, tva-vail.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the lovely Eagle Valley Library District, where you can go pick up your book and have a great time. Have a great winter from your friends at TVA Vail.
Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to
Mitch English and Andrea Jackson have co-hosted together for over a decade. And now, only on Daily Flash, they serve up a fast, fun, fresh perspective on the day's trending news and entertainment. Daily Flash offers the latest in pop news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, wellness, and even some unscripted, irreverent, who knows what's next fun. Daily Flash with Mitch English and Andrea Jackson. Trending news and entertainment.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It is National Carrot Day, and we're going to head into the kitchen to show you how you can make a delicious crispy carrot recipe for you to enjoy not only on this holiday but all year round. So let's head into the kitchen and show you how it's done.
Guess where we are? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, once again.
In the kitchen, once again.
It's like from yesterday, kind of a replay.
You know,
Deja vu.
I know. Is that happening or what?
Deja carrot and tzatziki.
It's true. We made a delicious tzatziki sauce yesterday, but this makes a great dip for what we are about to show you. And, you know, I love a good chips and dip, but I usually like the chips just to taste the dip. But this one is a great way. We're going to do carrots, which is a little bit
very tasty,
very
and it's going to go good with the tzatziki sauce.
It really is. It's a little bit more savory. So we're doing a crispy Parmesan and carrot.
Okay.
Very easy. It should take you about 5 minutes in total to make once everything has been prepped. But it's very simple. You have 5 different spices. So we've got onion powder, garlic powder. We've got some organic chili powder. We've got paprika and then Italian herb seasoning, as well as olive oil, because you always need something to coat everything in.
Yeah.
And then from there, we have some Parmesan and carrots, and that is it. It's so simple.
Well, let me start grating some Parmesan and getting the carrots prepped.
Absolutely. So you want to separate your Parmesan. If you're doing about a pound of carrots, which we're going to do a little bit less than that today just to demonstrate, but you need about a cup of Parmesan cheese. 1/4 of that will be used in our spice and olive oil mixture, and then the other 3/4 of it we'll be using to coat the bottom of our carrots. So it's going to be a fun one.
It is going to be a fun. We talked yesterday about some fun snacks and dips for the big game that may be coming up.
Yep, or entertaining.
Or entertaining, you know, having people over, because now's the time. If you live in the valley, you've got a lot of visitors this time of year.
That is the truth. You know, I have a Google Calendar that I share with my friends and family on who can come visit. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So we need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'll go ahead and measure that out here. We're just pouring that in here. We do have some salt, but the salt is really just to taste, so it's up to you on your flavoring. So I've got my olive oil already mixed in here. And then each of the spices are equal parts. You want a heaping 1/4 or half a teaspoon of the spices. So we've got our half a teaspoon here. I'm going to not pour it, but we're going to
heaping.
Heaping, you know, it does not have to be perfectly flat and perfectly flush, but you know, it's really just to kind of measure, but it's up to you on what kind of flavors you like. So we're going to go ahead and start with our garlic powder, and I'm a big fan of garlic powder. I use it in almost everything that I make.
Fresh garlic. We had fresh garlic out yesterday.
We had fresh garlic out yesterday.
The aroma
now we're
was
going to add
amazing.
the onion powder. Parmesan looks great, Kevin.
Oh,
it looks
thank
so
you.
good. And then you're going to go ahead and get those carrots sliced. So I'm adding in the onion powder now. I'll just put these aside here. And then the chili powder, so just about the same. So garlic powder, onion powder. You can smell just the blending of the spices. And now we're adding in this chili powder. Looking great. You can just see all the spices there. Paprika is up next.
You got a party in that olive oil. Look at that.
It's a party. Lots of different colors. You've got the different shades, the red from the chili powder and more of the auburn from the paprika. I'd like to say if I had a spice that defined me, it would be paprika. Some people say ginger, but I'm not quite that redheaded. You know?
A little salt. Salty. A little salty.
Little salty. So we're going to go ahead and add in, this is my favorite part, and I think kind of a secret ingredient, Italian herb seasoning. So nice heaping teaspoon there. We've got all of the herbs mixed in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw in, we're going to do a little bit about 1/4 of a cup of Parmesan to mix that all in together. Whoops.
Okay.
As I'm knocking
Put that
things
anywhere.
over
Just
here.
put that there.
We'll just,
I get it.
Yep.
I got that one.
So you just kind of sprinkle that in there if you want
Okay.
to do. Looks great to me.
How's that?
It looks perfect.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and just stir up this mix. And you can see there it's kind of adding that. And I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil into it just because I like to lightly coat mine. I don't need it to be fully coated in this.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're adding
Light
that,
coat.
lightly coating it. So there we go. So there is the coating of our
smells
carrots.
amazing, by the way.
It really does.
Yeah.
You never would have thought to mix the paprika, the onion powder, the garlic powder. So then what we're going to do is take the carrots and we're going to throw them in here and just drudge them around.
Throw them, or can I just lay them in there?
You know, you can. You want a basketball shoe?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. So we're going to do that. And then what we're going to do here is we're actually going, or we can actually do it on our plate since we already have Parmesan on the plate.
Yeah.
But you're going to spread it out, and we're going to actually just dip the bottom of these carrots in onto the plate,
Okay.
so that they have a nice little
We'll
coating
do it
on
there,
the
and
bottom.
then we'll bake in this one.
And
How
then
about
we'll
that?
bake. There we
How's
go.
that sound? So
Sounds good to
spread
me.
it
So
out.
you got that nice and spread out, and just kind of dredge these and
Okay.
see where they go.
Oh, look at that.
You know, it's different. You would have not thought about it, but there's something about the sweetness of a baked carrot, you know, and it kind of makes it a little bit softer, and the crispiness of the Parmesan when you pull it out of the oven. So, looks pretty good to me. So what we're going to do, you're going to take the flat side down. So cut what you did, Kevin, if you want to explain how you cut these.
I cut them lengthwise.
Okay.
That's a very technical term.
Lengthwise.
Culinary. I learned that in culinary school.
You know,
So
we're professionally trained here. We really are.
So you just take the ends off.
Yeah, you just take the ends off.
And you're very careful because they are round, so you got to get that flat spot on it, and you just cut it lengthwise.
And that's it.
Okay.
So these are medium-sized carrots, and that's the best way to do it. You can do it either, I would say this is a great length, it's a great snackable size, and looks good to me. So you just,
do you put it down?
you just put it Parmesan cheese side down.
Okay.
That is it.
Look at that.
And then you just keep on dipping, and
I'm a fast learner. I'm going places.
you really are. I think you have a hidden skill.
I
and
do.
You don't tell anybody about
Don't tell anybody.
your kitchen expertise.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just dip it just like that. And you can get it as coated as you want to or as not. I like to lightly coat the carrots in the mixture here and then try to get as much Parmesan on the bottom as possible, because there's a little bit of once they're baked, a juxtaposition of soft and sweet to the salty and crispy Parmesan on the bottom. It's quite delicious.
It smells incredible.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to try
You
this.
are an expert.
Yeah, I know. Got this. I've got
in
it.
the dredging and
I've
the
got
dipping,
this.
Kevin. I'm very impressed.
Very focused right now.
You are. And you know what? Another
Hard
fun
for me
thing.
to talk and dredge.
Well, then I'll keep talking. We'll just make it easy for you. So one of the things that I love about this recipe, now carrots to me, I think I like as I mentioned, the contrast of the sweetness of the carrot and the saltiness of the Parmesan, but you can do this with any other kind of vegetable that you really want to. You can do it with a zucchini if you want. It would just cook a little bit less time in the oven, but typically you want your oven to be heated to 425.
Okay.
And then once it is preheated, you pop these in the oven and they should cook for about 20 to 25 minutes, but it's really up to you on your desired crispiness and how soft you want the carrots to be.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some that have been baking.
We do.
So I'm going to pull those out.
Now, we went a little bit mini on this next round, and, I like them very crispy, so we made these a bit crispy. And, we did make a delicious tzatziki dip yesterday.
Very
looks
hot.
good. So you can tell they are just nice and crispy. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Whew, toasty.
Hot.
It is very hot.
I told you.
Here we go. A little bit too hot for my fingers, but I'm going to try it out here, and I'm just going to dip it into this tzatziki sauce.
How's it? Yeah,
great.
that facial expression says it all. Yummy.
Definitely one of my favorites, and especially toasty on the fingers there. But it's a great alternative to chips or any sort of French fry. You're not frying it, but it gives you the crispiness of a French fry. It's quite delicious.
That's perfect.
Yeah, great little snack, and your friends will think you're very fancy if you're making this at home. So these are crispy Parmesan carrots with a tzatziki sauce dip. Quite delicious.
Quite delicious and healthy.
And healthy. We nailed it in the kitchen. So if you want the recipe, make sure you reach out to us on our social media, and we'd be happy to share it, but we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
Good morning, Vail.
We are back with more here on Good Morning Vail this morning, and telehealth has been a service that has become popular over the years. Liz had the opportunity to speak with a doctor who shares a little bit of information on how health and technology have combined to be able to provide these telehealth services. Let's learn all about it.
Welcome back to Tuesday mornings. Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm your host, Liz. Our next guest is going to discuss with us how health and the way of technology come together, and it's really intriguing. We have Dr. Aditu Joshi, and I hope I'm saying your name right. I really do. But this is going to be really cool because you're going to give us an idea how the technology portion for your health can actually garner empathy and meaningful human relationships as well as resilience. Welcome to the show. How are you this morning?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How'd I do on your name?
Pretty well. It's Aditi with another I.
Oh, that's so pretty. Aditi. I love that. That's beautiful. So tell us all about how this comes about to play and how we can combine the two without feeling overwhelmed and nervous.
Yes, I think that we use technology for everything, and it can feel overwhelming. And so I think there's two things we can think about when we want to connect over technology is remembering that we can use it for both our health. We can connect to our doctors. We can see our physicians. Everyone knows that they had to do that during COVID for using telemedicine. But, since then, a lot of people don't trust it. We didn't feel like we were connecting with each other. And we wanted a way to better understand each other. And so what the second way we can use is actually connect with each other and use technology to do that so we don't feel so disconnected in this world. And there are definitely tips we can use to do that.
Well, I like that idea because you had also mentioned that it is really good for just to bring insightfulness together for all of us. And it helps with mental health. And it really does do a great job with connectability. So how does that work?
Yes. So I always tell everybody there are actually skills to do this. So I practice telehealth, and so that's where I got these skills. But technically, we can use this in our everyday life, in our meetings, talking to people, family members across the country, etc. So first is really using your body language. Make sure that your shoulders and things are there so people can see your hands, because we trust people when we see their hands.
Oh.
Second is, it's really true. You want to see some hands. And then second is actually talking about how do we actually speak to each other? What is our tone of voice? Are we inviting conversation? Are we allowing for questions? All the things that we do normally when we're in person and we're looking at each other and getting those physical cues, you got to think about it a little bit more when you're doing it virtually. And then three is really not just thinking about yourself, but checking in on the other person. If you're on video, especially, what are they doing? What is their body language? And making sure that you're doing all of that at the same time. So I use these tips to connect with patients and make sure that when I'm doing a medical encounter, I can ensure that they're getting their questions answered. They look like they're understanding. But I love this because more and more we all feel disconnected from each other, and we can use these tips to connect when we're doing and using these remote devices.
I love it, and that's where I was reading that you could probably call this digital empathy a little bit, because you're giving yourself and the person you are interacting with the opportunity to check in on each other, and it goes both ways, which is kind of nice. They see you, and they see you being warm and approachable, so it's not really overwhelming just because they're looking at you through a screen as opposed to not in person. And it makes a big difference as opposed to just connecting through typing, because people always misconstrue a lot of things that are just written down. But when it's on a telehealth type of thing, you can see each other and you can appreciate each other a little bit more.
Yes, exactly.
Well,
and
I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the funny thing about digital empathy, we used to call it webside manner, which is a play on bedside manner. But we realized that really wasn't as all-encompassing. So now it's called digital empathy.
Well, I think it's a wonderful word, and it makes a lot of sense. Now, a lot of people get burnt out because they're constantly doing technological things. They're always on the computer. Like you said, you're doing a lot of telehealth and stuff. What are some practical, suggestions for people to not get burnt out doing so many things on the internet or on the computer or anything else like Zooming and everything else?
Absolutely great question. We are seeing this more and more. I would say that the answer is going to be a little bit boring, but it's going to be very disciplined. So here's what I do. I will make sure that I take at some time during the hour, I'll just get up and stand up even for 10 seconds, do a circle around the room. Just get your body moving. It pulls your brain out of what you were doing and it gives it a little bit of a break. And then two, I actually limit how much I'm on social media a day. I have a tracker on my phone and I make sure not to do it.
Well, I kind of like that because that'll keep your emotional intelligence at bay as well. Because I just think that too much of anything can overwhelm you, and then you go down the rabbit hole, and then you find yourself reading things from people you don't even know because you've connected into one little subject, and then it just takes you all over the place. So what are your recommendations for keeping focused and using this all to the best of our ability?
Technology in general, I will say, make sure that you're very clear on what you're using it for. So I'll look at my day in the morning. I'll take a minute and say, okay, I have to do these meetings. I have to connect with these people. So I make sure that I know exactly when I'm going to be on technology so I can prepare for it and make sure that I have things to do that are outside technology mixed in. And then second, when I'm actually on there, I want to make sure that I know I am doing and getting through that meeting and using technology to its best ability, whether that's really connecting with the person, asking them a personal question, making it feel more like an office environment that you're used to, so you have that ability to connect. That little thing has changed how my meetings run, how I see patients, and then also just how I feel after using technology.
That's impressive, and I love that idea. Just getting a little bit of movement and getting back down to what you are doing is important. And I have a final question for you. How do you feel that this technological advancement can help people's mental health?
So we can use this for mental health, for telehealth. So we already talked about that.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. You can connect. But I also think that there's two other advantages. The first is really we can connect with people in different manners. We can create actual community centers that are remote. You can connect with people in different places. So that's one, just that increasing the community. And then two, once you find that, is taking that a step further and saying, okay, well, how do I be less lonely? How do I connect with people who either are similar to me or they can actually share things with me that are important? Everybody is unique, but you will find someone who can connect with you if you're out there. And I think technology takes away that geographical barrier to that. You just have to basically find your people that you feel you can connect with.
See, I think that's wonderful, and some people do get overwhelmed with technology, but with the useful tools and the easy way that people can be navigated through it these days, it really is a promising and positive thing that we have, considering that a lot of times, it might have been just since COVID that we did a lot of the telehealth things and stuff like that, but it's managed to maintain because I feel like it does give people a really great connection. I feel very connected with you right now, and I'm not sitting next to you, but I feel your energy. Your smile is just absolutely beautiful, and you're full with information, and you make me feel comfortable. So I don't see why this wouldn't be a great connectability situation for many people, especially if they can't leave home or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and there are people who can't. So thank you. Thank you for that compliment.
Oh, you're very welcome. Is there any way that people can reach you so they can get some more information?
Yes, you can find me on LinkedIn under my full name, and then also on Instagram under Dr. Aditi U. Joshi.
Aditi U. Joshi. I love your name. It's very it's intriguing, and you're a very inspiring woman, and we can't thank you enough for being with us this morning, Doctor. And I wish you a very happy New Year and full success along the way.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. That is a very intriguing, interesting conversation, you guys. Telehealth, mental health, and of course, taking care of ourselves through technology. It's all worth it, everyone. So we are Good Morning Vail on TV8. I'm Liz. We'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Morgan. I'm with Ron Byrne & Associates. And today I'd like to welcome you to Mine House and Mi Casa, a premier bed and breakfast right here at the base of Beaver Creek Mountain. Let's go inside.
This property is currently being run as a bed and breakfast with 20 bedrooms, all with ensuite bathrooms. Right now we are standing in Mi Casa, and next door we also have Mine House. A wonderful opportunity to own a turnkey hospitality business, but it's also an opportunity to own it as a private residence. It can be sold all as one or in individual pieces, however you choose.
So now that we've had a chance to show you these two amazing properties, Mi Casa and Mine House,
we would love the opportunity to show you in person. Give us a call.
Coming at you from around the world. The biggest names in sports, entertainment, and business.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's no way. Exclusive access and one-on-one conversations.
Yeah, you guys really did some deep research.
I don't think we should give him any more information.
In depth with Graham Bensinger.
Hi there. Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
I'm Raisa Pascal.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Now, if you happen to travel a lot, whether it's for work or for pleasure, but you're maybe not a fan of speaking to people while you're on an airplane, we had the opportunity to speak with author Brandon Blewett, and he speaks on his book where he teaches us how to avoid strangers on airplanes. Let's take a listen.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Liz. It is Tuesday morning, and I have somebody very special with me today, Brandon Blewett. And that's his name. He did not blow anything. This is so cool. Actually, you didn't blow it. You wrote an amazing book here.
Thank you.
And the idea of the title of this book makes me crack up. Because first of all, I'll tell everybody what the book is all about. It is how to avoid strangers on airplanes. Let me tell you something. I will bury my face, my body. I don't like to deal with people on the airplane, and I feel like I'm very unsociable because I will get in there and I will curl myself up, cover my body, and not look or talk to anybody.
Well, now you can just hold this book open.
Oh.
And look, the title, the cover itself does the
What?
work for you.
Well, I don't know you.
Right.
This is amazing. So before we get into the book, what made you write something like this?
So for 15 years, I have traveled every single week for work, and it seemed that there was a lot of joint frustrations in the whole air travel process that I thought, why not take a humorous look at it and find ways to apply it to other parts of our personal lives?
No, I love that, and I love the fact that there's a humorous point to this book.
It's very sarcastic.
It is.
Yes,
I
very.
love that. I love sarcasm. I love humor, and so this sounds like it's perfect for me. It's the survival guide for the frequent business traveler. Now, I know a lot of business travelers are going to be excited about this, but I think anybody who travels will also get pointers, even if they're just going on a trip.
Oh, yes, and one of the fun parts of writing the book was that a lot of the habits, I center it on the 6 habits of highly annoying travelers. So, think Flip Covey's, 7 highly successful people on its head.
Yes.
And most of the habits are actually performed by frequent business travelers. So I think whether you go to the airport twice a year or twice a week, there's a lot in there that people will find cathartic to read.
I have to say the most disturbing thing that I've seen on an airplane was somebody clipping their toenails.
It's funny that you mention that.
God.
On my Instagram, I put quotes up of weird things that I've heard people say on planes called "What did they say?"
Oh.
And someone asked me, "Do you mind?" As they had
asked...
picked out, and I said yes, I do. I think that's something that can wait till you get
so
to your
vulgar.
hotel room. Right.
Oh my God, that's probably, I gotta say I was pretty disgusted. And let's see, another pet peeve of mine is people who don't, it's okay, I understand children will cry in a plane and hurts their ears and whatever, but when they have a kid that's beating the back of your chair and running around and the parents aren't doing anything about it, that makes me crazy as well.
Sometimes it's the parents.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why the kid's so obnoxious, because the parent hasn't taught him anything.
Exactly.
What's your most annoying person you've ever encountered on a plane?
So it's funny, and there's actually, I ski Beaver Creek multiple times a year. Grew up skiing here, love it. I love the fact that Eagle is so close that I don't have to deal with Denver in the drive.
Nice.
But I will say this, and I'm sure a lot of your viewers have noticed that some of the passengers that fly through there, even if they're on a commercial flight, treat it as though it's private aircraft.
Oh.
And I've had several instances where someone thought that I needed to hear their quarterly earnings report on the plane, and they stayed on their phone.
How obnoxious.
From the time we checked in until the time the plane was about to take off. The flight attendant's having to shush, be like,
wow.
"No, this isn't FAA." So things that invade on your personal space, whether it's noise or actual physical space, are the things that drive me the most crazy.
The phone thing for me is crazy, even in the line of a supermarket. I don't want to hear about your daughter's,
it's personal.
Doctor's appointment or whatever. Yeah, it is personal. What's your favorite part what is your favorite part about this book that you want people to really, really reach out and grab it?
Well, I think beyond just the travel stories, which are funny and relatable, it was a lot of reflection on how my professional journey also mirrored air travel. There's delays, there's turbulence, there's times that you feel like your flight's canceled and it's not, and there's always another flight or there's always another path. So while it is really funny, it is sarcastic, it's even self-deprecating on my own journey, which I think people like to read.
People really
and see.
enjoy that.
Right. Because it makes you human.
And it makes you not think you're like all that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's so many books that are, career-driven self-help that this is the absolute blueprint, and this is more, hey, some crazy things are going to happen. Here's how you dodge, the backpacks of the aisleway and avoid all the crazy crowds along the way.
I can't wait to open this and read it. So what's your favorite tip in this book? Don't give too much away, but give a little tip so people get an idea of what's going on inside these. Because it's not huge, so it would be a nice, quick, easy, happy read.
I think the number one tip, and the reason that I was able to write this book without becoming an example in it myself, is always pack food or eat before you get to the airport.
But not tacos.
Right. No. Things that you can bring on board that aren't going to offend your neighbors.
Right, like tuna sandwiches.
Right, to stay full. I heard on another show, you're not yourself when you're hungry. And I think that because you get hangry, and I think that if people would pack snacks and find a way to stay a little bit full, you're a little less agitated.
I agree with you.
And a lot of the interactions that you see that go viral on social media may not happen.
I agree with you, and also it's a lot less expensive to pack a small little snack at home than to go get a $30 bag of M&Ms.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. But I mean, my point is that you can bring something a little bit healthier, you can feel nourished, and you can always find something that's not going to really disturb, you know, you're not going to bring a can of sardines.
No kimchi.
Oh, yeah, no. But people do that, and it's super bizarre. But I mean, also having a little respect for the other people that you're traveling with would help, but a lot of people don't really look at that. They're in their own little bubble and they're doing their own thing.
I hear a lot of people say, I paid for the seat, and I think that instead of viewing it as ownership, think about when you rent an Airbnb. You can stay there for a bit of time, but it's not your house.
Right, it's like driving. It's a privilege, not a right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think a lot of people should really heed that. And, you know, I mean, and like you said, it's a lot of business travelers because they're the most frequent travelers. So they might be the biggest offenders, but which is okay. What do you personally do when you get on a plane and you want that tunnel vision? What do you do?
I think the easiest thing to do to detract others from talking to you is to have in your headphones, have your laptop open, and look busy. Because then I think most people are not going to approach you.
Correct.
Because it looks like you are zoned in and doing something.
Yeah.
And you're also not being loud. If you're on your laptop, you're not on your phone having a conversation, so you're not disrupting them. But to me, that's the kind of the easy cue to give people if you want to be left alone.
No, I like that. I pretend to sleep.
That's perfect.
They looking at me, I'm like, I just close my eyes really fast.
You get a little eye patch.
Well, I'm weird because I still worry about germs on a plane, so I wear those big glasses, and then I have my mask, and then I wear a hat. So nobody's going to want to talk to me because I look like a crazy person.
No, but that's a good tactic.
So when did you write this book? Because we're going to close soon, but I want everybody to be excited about getting, and where can we find this book as well? This is a great book.
So you can find the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo. It's on iBooks. I'm looking to work with some local bookstores as well to get it plugged in.
Okay.
It's also available on my website, which is brandonblewitt.com. And I wrote it. We finished publishing and editing and all of that in December of last year. So it's quite recent. Yeah.
That's amazing. And now you're not bragging, but I'm looking at your career path and it's doing good. You should talk on the phone while you're standing in line to get on the plane and talk about your assets right there. That's really cool. I can't thank you enough. Is this the first book you've ever written, Brandon?
It is. It actually is.
Well, guess what? Brandon didn't blow it. I can't thank you enough for being here with us. You guys definitely get on Amazon, and it's called How to Avoid Strangers on Planes. It's got levity, it's got lightness, and it's got some great tips. I can't thank you enough for being here with us, and I hope you have a wonderful winter here. And thanks for being on TV8.
All right, thanks.
All right, you guys got it. It's Brandon Blewett, How to Avoid Strangers on Airplanes. Get it at Amazon today, and we'll be right back with more TV8 here on Good Morning Vail.
Good Morning Vail.
Join us on board the Leadville Railroad Winter Express. Stay cozy in our heated lounge cars. Marvel at the stunning winter landscape. Sip delicious hot chocolate. Don't forget to check out our new specials. Book today at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
The season starts when Nate Dogg, Trailer Tom, and friends have started the season in front of you.
There it is, the white ribbon of living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And on that very first chair, two very familiar faces who've been in line for 2 days.
My name is Nate Dogg, Nate Doggggg.
My name is Trailer Tom.
Nate Nadler and Tom Miller live nearby.
I feared nothing but not getting first chair.
Second chair nightmare.
Yeah, it's a second chair nightmare.
My goal is to continue to fight for this first chair as long as I'm physically able. First chair coming at us one more year.
Discover the perfect blend of style and performance in your eyewear at Eyepieces. With convenient locations in Vail Village, Lions Head, Beaver Creek, Edwards, Basalt, and Snowmass, Eyepieces is the destination for luxury eyewear and high-performance optics. From iconic brands to the latest in sport frames and snow goggles, we have the eyewear to match your mountain lifestyle. Plus, we offer prescription lens services, including eye exams, custom lenses, and prescription goggles for your mountain adventures. Visit us today to experience the art of vision. Eyepieces, serving the Vail Valley's vision needs for over 40 years.
Good morning, Vail.
Thanks for sticking with us this morning here on Good Morning Vail. Now, ski season is in full swing, and Eyepieces has everything you need for your outdoor mountain adventures. We've got Ross over in Vail checking in on some of their latest stuff. Let's take a look.
Welcome into Eyepieces of Vail. We are here with Garrett Alexander. Garrett, Vail's a place where the world comes to ski and snowboard in the winter, but Eyepieces of Vail brings the world to the people here, right?
Okay, that was beautiful.
That was beautiful. So what we're about to do here is we're about to take a tour around the world about some of the eyewear here at Eyepieces of Vail that comes from all over the world that you can get right here in Vail Village.
Totally. So we have a lot of different designers that take influence from a lot of different places. So what I thought we'd do this morning is kind of explore the world and where these designers are from. You just totally threw me off with that because that was such an amazing intro.
That's all right, Garrett. That's all right. Let me let you gather your thoughts here. But we've got a ton of glasses here. Eyepieces of Vail has 8 locations throughout Colorado. We are at the Vail Village location in Solaris Plaza, right here in the village center. But Garrett, having said that, where would you like to start here? Where in the world is Garrett going to start?
Well, you know, and then another thing you mentioned was that people come here from all over the world. And what's really cool about what we do is while you're here on vacation, visiting or something like that, you can come see our doctor, get your prescription, have prescription lenses made, and put them in a frame that's going to be a little more unique or created to what you're looking to do. So we could just dive right in.
Can we go to Hawaii first?
Let's do it. Okay. So a staple in every sport collection will be Maui Jim. Maui Jim, they do 100% polarized lenses, but they've really modernized their styles, which is really cool. So you can get a high quality lens in a sport piece or an everyday lifestyle piece. And we can also do those in prescription as well. So we can typically get Maui Jim prescription glasses in 7 days. And obviously, if you're not here for that long, we can always ship to you.
Yeah, amazing. And the doctor's in-house Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
Yep.
So yeah, prescriptions, if they get broken in transit or you forget them somewhere or you want to just upgrade, come on into Eyepieces of Vail.
Yeah, so I always go to Maui Jim for sport wear. I mean, we have a lot of different sport eyewear, so not limited with that, but one of my favorites. Then let's go to LA, where we have Jacques-Marie Mage. So Jerome Mage, or Jacques-Marie Mage, everything he does is limited production. Once they're done, they're done. You won't see his eyewear again. So you know you're starting with something unique to begin with.
Yeah, when you say limited, we're talking like a couple hundred,
Totally.
if that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been productions of 25. So yeah, it's very special. They're all handmade in Japan because that's where most of your designer eyewear is going to be made with more traditional means, so very hands-on process. So you get a quality product as well.
Love that. What else do we have going on here?
Okay, so we're going to go over to Belgium. So we have Teo. Teo is going to be kind of that funkier style, more colorful. I actually have a pair of the orange glasses there, and I get so many compliments on it. They're actually my biking glasses, which is really cool. So yeah, get something that pops. So it's on your face. Like, glasses are a personal representation of a mood, an attitude, an event. Like, it's another purpose to wear them. So Teo's going to be that more like playful, fun vibe.
Yeah, I love the vibrant colors, and I think they look adorable when children wear those kind of styles, you know?
Totally. And then we'll come back to the U.S. Crew is going to be based out of New Orleans. Sterling Barrett, the designer, wanted that New Orleans flair. So you'll see that color come in, but in a more fashion-forward style. The St. Louis will be his signature piece, where the bridge was modeled after the Louis Armstrong Bridge. And the bridge is going to be this centerpiece of the frame. Wow. So yeah, and you get something a little more fashion-forward, a little more unique to wear around.
It's amazing to see the variety as we go from kind of country and brand to brand, how different they are.
Totally. And I mean, the designers are really the ones who are creating. Like, I wish I had Matsuda here. We carry Matsuda at our Lion's Head location. It's going to be that more avant-garde look. It's really cool. So we didn't even get to cover as much of the world as we could.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But we have a couple more, right?
We have a couple more. So then we also have Makita. So Makita, they're handmade in Berlin, designed to be super lightweight and then durable. So anyone who's hard on their glasses, Makita is your jam.
That's the way to go. And they also have a fashion element to them too, right?
Totally, yeah. So with the metal hardware, they can create different shapes. They collaborate with a bunch of different artists to create, I mean, some pretty funky stuff. Which is what it's all about.
Yeah, it's just so cool to hear artists mixed in with the creation of these.
Totally, yeah.
What else do we have here?
So then I wanted to move to Chrome Heart. So, and I actually pulled specifically Chrome Heart's wood lines. So these are handmade in LA. It takes them, let's just say, a very long time to make these. Everything is very hands-on. They're carving out all the wood. They're actually layering the wood, so they don't just use a continuous wood. They layer the wood to create more structural integrity to their frames as well. And we also carry wood frames like Rolf. They're out of Austria. I mean, as we're going through these, we didn't have enough room to showcase everything.
Definitely. What else should people know if they're coming into Eyepieces of Vail this winter looking at eyewear?
You know, we don't just do sunglasses. We do prescription as well, obviously. But we also curate to what you need. So you can get something unique in your lenses. We can customize the lenses. We can do flash mirrors with transition. And this is all probably just jargon, but like it's huge. Like, especially if you have to wear your glasses every day, it's important to find a different look. It's important to mix it up, but also to provide that function of what you're using them for. So if it's an office lens, if it's an everyday lens, if it's a skiing lens, we do it all.
Do it all here at Eyepieces of Vail. It's not just eyewear too. It's helmets. It's accessories for your eyewear. It's so much more than just eyewear here at Eyepieces, but eyewear is a big part of it, and it comes from all over the world right here to Vail.
Just like everyone else.
Just like everyone else. Come on into Eyepieces of Vail. We are here again at the Solaris location in the Village Center of Vail, here with Garrett. Thanks again, Garrett.
Of course. Thank you.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits, eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
Good morning, Vail.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the wrap for our Monday, January 3rd edition of Good Morning Vail. Thank you so much for tuning in on this morning where we spoke about National Carrot Day and shared that delicious crispy carrot recipe. We also had the opportunity to speak and learn all about telehealth and how health and technology are joining to provide these services. We spoke to author Brandon Blewett, who teaches us and speaks on his book, How to Avoid Strangers on Airplanes. And of course, Eyepieces of Vail with the latest in gear for your mountain adventures. Make sure you tune back in here tomorrow morning for more Good Morning Vail, where we continue sharing everything that happens in and around our community. I'm your in-studio host, Julio Garcia. It's been a pleasure joining you this morning, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies.